Okay, second ed just about to get underway. And let you know the call here. Shawn, Joyce. I've got Ryan Jacques with me. We're going to be keeping an eye on this feature game between Matsumura, Tanida, Taylor, Gervais. And just to update you on the standings, this is the final round robin draw. Top 8 teams advance through to the playoffs. Martin and Laycock right now are 4-0. They know they're through to the playoffs. There are 3 teams at 3-1. They know they're through to the playoffs. Matsumura and Tanida come into this draw. They're 3-0 right now. Even if they were to lose this draw, they'll be in the playoffs somewhere. After that, the possibilities of tiebreakers, there's quite a large possibility of tiebreakers yet, and that would be held later tonight yet. There's 3 teams tied at 2-1 going into this final draw. And then there's at least 2 more teams at 1-2. So if you see enough teams fall to 2-2, we could have tiebreakers. And that's where Taylor and Gervais come in. They need to win this game. They're going to need to see some other teams lose, and they might be able to get into a tiebreaker situation later tonight. They have to worry about taking care of their own business first, and they're down 2-0 after that first end.
So 2 heavy shots to start off this end.
Yeah, well,
see if they can lock one in here.
This is apt to overcurl a little bit if he does get there.
And that seems to be the tendency so far this week. Lots of movement on this ice, which is great for making shots and playing finesse, but it does mean you got to have enough spin and take enough ice, and players are just prone to overcurl. Seems to be the tendency.
It does stop for shot rock, but there is room to get at it. Now the question is, do you go after it yet, or do you try to get something in front of the tee line? It's always tempting when you got a shot like this to try to move that stone sit too. The problem is you get behind the tee line, and it only takes one good one to take everything away from you. This is going to be quite a bit light regardless of which they were trying to get to. Gives Yasumasa Tanida another chance to make the draw. He's going to have to come at it from the other side now. That almost to me doesn't look like enough ice when you look at how much they're curling from the hog line in. Tanida with the draw. He'll jump up to sweep his own stone. Matsumura in the house, calling the line. Trying to get to the face of the red stone if they can. Actually stops in front of the tee line. He sits 2. That's a great spot for that rock. Maybe was where they were playing it all along. They had tapped in front of the other 2 stones, but I like in front of the tee line better if you can make it. Brecklin, I think, feeling like he needs to clean things up a little bit. Going to play the double run back now. Blue onto red, into the blues in the rings.
I don't blame him. You got to get some blues moving here.
Well, and that last one that he threw is kind of in his way, too. This overlap guard situation is not good. Going to take care of the two guards, and he does roll the shooter a little bit off the center line, but doesn't disturb any of the rocks in the rings. Tanida will look to replace the guard. I think off the top I had mentioned there were 3 teams tied at 2-1. There's one game from the last draw that didn't actually update correctly, so Justin Chirpin still showing at 1-1. They're actually 2-1 as well, I believe. And then there's 3 teams that are already done playing, all sitting at 2-2. So there's a potential logjam at 2-2, depending on how these games tonight end up. Looking to get this guard to curl enough to close the hole. It does. Taylor and Gervais surveying the options. I'm not sure what they settled on here.
Yeah, me neither.
We're down to the last stone. She's got the, or pardon me, it's Brecklin's last stone.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's that out-turn freeze or trying to run it in again. I'm not sure.
Yeah, and
I guess it's some sort of run back.
It looks like they're playing the out. It would be tempting to play the in and try to run the red one in, and if you don't get it past the guard, then at least you make the double peel. This has got a lot of room and I think a lot of weight. Will come down, just touches the side of that stone. Still Tanida and Matsumura sitting 2. And a chance to bring a third one into the side of the button. And even if they're short on this one, I think the only thing Savanna Taylor's going to have left is the wide in-turn draw, which is there, but it's not going to look good from the hacks.
My goodness, no.
It's there. It's there the way this ice curls.
It sure is, yep. You might even have backing the way this ice curls.
Yeah. Chiaki Matsumura, her final stone here in this second end, leading by 2, sitting 2. Chance to bring a third one in. This line looks really nice coming in. Tanida brings it in just far enough to sit 3. Well, you said you wanted to play doubles.
Yep.
I think what they're wondering, if you hit, you can't see all of that stone, but you can see just under half. If you hit what you could see, it'll catch the blue right beside it. Now, where does it spin coming back? Is there any chance you could triple the blues?
I think it's too close to a right angle.
Yeah, it would be close to dead.
When you hit the blue, it'll be spinning counterclockwise as it goes back to the black or the blue one on the back.
Yeah,
and I think that'll cause it to stick there, even though it's slightly angled.
Yeah, it's if it was a little bit more behind that blue beside it, but they're close to straight across. The one that was just thrown, maybe an inch deeper.
Yeah, exactly.
If you're coming more off the back edge of that stone, you might be able to get to the inside of it, like exactly what he's just looking at. I'm just not sure that it's where it's sitting, that it's not coming dead straight back.
Yeah.
Now, mind you, even if it comes dead straight back, that's still only a steal of 1 if you make it. And it's pretty hard to only give up a steal of 1 playing the draw. You're either getting 1 or you're giving up 3. Now, if this is there, if it'll actually come across the face and you get the 3 blues, it actually probably clips the one out of the back of the 8-foot too. This could be 4-3. I'm just not sure that it's...
Wouldn't that be something? Oh,
yeah.
An intern here.
No, she's playing the draw. I think they decided it wasn't there.
Fair enough, yeah.
Going to have to get by the stone at the top of the 4-foot. I don't think there's any chance. It's not even going to get by the guard.
That's too bad. Yeah.
So put 3 more on the board for Matsumura and Tanida. They've got a 5-0 lead here after 2 ends of play. Must win for Taylor and Gervais. They'll have last rock when we come back.
Imagine being able to stream every curling game from every sheet from any event, be it your Wednesday league game, bonspiel, or corporate event. Curling Stadium offers an all-inclusive streaming solution featuring high-quality cameras, ease of use, great reliability, and minimal installation. Offering your sponsors customizable ad space on your streamed curling games and being able to sell video packages to your corporate events for increased revenue. With Curling Stadium, you can stream to any device, be it your mobile phone, tablet, or computer. Push the feed to your desired platform, be it Facebook, YouTube, or any other social media. Curling Stadium is simply the way forward. Where it's commonplace in other sports to televise every game, we want to do the same. Curling is a global sport, and it's time it gets the coverage it needs. Make your curling club the next Curling Stadium.
Matsumura Tanida out to an early 5-0 lead here in this final round robin draw. They are at 3-0 coming in, would like to move to a perfect 4-0. Safely into the playoffs either way. Taylor and Gervais, on the other hand, need the win in this game, and then there could be a logjam at 2-2. Only 1 round of tiebreakers permitted, so it's the if I've got the system worked out right, I think they use the cumulative draw to the button to determine, if they've got whatever it is, if they've got 5 teams tied for only 2 spots, 1 team will be eliminated on draw to the button, and then the other 4 teams will play 2 games for those last 2 spots. I believe that is how it works. There's only 1 round of tiebreakers. Nice draw made there. Tanida now looking to follow that last stone down, sit on the face of it for now. Gonna have to go for line to get by that stone at the top of the 8-foot. He's by. and does sit right on the pinhole. Corner frozen on that red stone, back button. It is Matsumura and Tanida sitting shot.
You couldn't have walked that down much better. Maybe a hair more on the nose. But...
You might have wanted to be more on the nose. For now, Brecklin Gervais will have to try to follow it down and just release the red a little bit. He'll want to stay on the other angle, stay on the other corner of the blue, and just release that back red.
Yeah, and the reason I like that angle is now the two reds are queued up to leave the house. So it's a lineup for the double, but it's not if he moves this one.
Brecklin Gervais is struggling a little bit with draw weight here early in this game, and the thing about doubles is it gets late. It gets late quick. You're already down 5. Looks like Matsumura and Tanida are looking at coming in again. He could simply just throw a guard. I don't think you're too worried about Brecklin coming in on the out-turn side. I think you just have to take away this in-turn path so that he can't get to that corner of the blue stone.
For sure. And I don't personally love the in-turn because even if you make it really good, your blues are not angled well. They're angled for a double on the blues.
Yeah,
don't have that yet. But
this is the path he's got to take away, though. He doesn't have to be right down to it. If you're anywhere short, you're okay. It doesn't, to me, look like there's much that Brecklin can do on the out-turn side that can hurt you if you're Tanida. So
got to play over here, but I don't know about how deep you want to come.
Yeah,
I'm sure you like that card.
It's great if you can lock it on the corner, but those shouldn't be easy shots. However, with the amount of curl there is on the ice, if you're by the guard, you should never have to worry about hanging out. Going to over curl, I think. With being that light and stopping where he did, I think you can still get around from that in-turn side and get to that blue stone at the top of the button.
And the problem with that is, look at all the guards up there.
Yeah.
How do you eventually move? Even if you get a great angle, corner frozen there. How do you get to it?
Yeah. They're looking at, well, we can get to the corner freeze from the out-turn. The problem is that you're never going to get a good angle on the out-turn side. You're always going to leave the blue queued up to jam onto a red.
Yeah, I think it's time to clear some center guards on this one.
How? What are you clearing?
I think I'd go for the center line one thick and try to clip those two blue red rocks that are guards and just get all 3 of those out of the way, and then you still have some work to do, but you're one step closer to getting access to that blue rock.
Yeah, that's tough too. You might be able to move 2 of them pretty easy. It's moving the third one that's the problem.
For sure. Yeah. I don't love any shots here.
Yeah. This is one where if I was coached and they called timeout and asked me, well, what do you like, coach? I'd like to be throwing blue.
Yep. Or you say, I'd like to go back 2 shots and make those ones.
I like blue. Blue's in good shape. I like blue.
Yep.
Got a lot of weight here again. Well, he touched the blue stone, but really didn't move much of anything. He's got through the house weight.
With 2 shots left, I don't see how they can get that blue one out of there.
Yeah, no, not unless there'd have to be a heck of a mistake made here.
Maybe you just double peel those 2 guards that are really close together, or maybe even hit it thick, try to roll to a corner, leave an angle run back. You're kind of grasping at straws at this point.
And this is interesting with the amount of curlers on the ice. Tanida just looking to guard the out-turn side, and he's going to play it with the in-turned across. So you just saw him try to guard the in-turn side, and really, I think he over-curled.
For sure. That's interesting, yeah. Still not sure that they had much on that out-turn side, but he did try to play it, so I guess you got to react to that potentially.
He did not overthrow this.
No.
Not going to get to the hog line.
Well, it's back-to-back shots, 1 through, 1 hogged. Anyone place any bets on that happening? Whew. But we're this late in the end. It doesn't change a whole lot, anyways.
No, well, like you said, I still don't think there was much on that out-turn side. I'm not really sure what you were guarding. So they're going to look to double peel the 2 guards that are close together. They might be hoping, I mean, it'll drag a bit, but I don't think the red ever makes contact with that blue at the top 12.
Yeah, I don't think it quite gets that far. Like I said on the last shot, if they could ever stick the shooter, not right there, but roll it to a corner.
It's not going to drag. It's not going to drag if he hits it out there.
No.
Had to hit the nose to get any drag at all.
Well, now he's got 2 shots. He can chase it with the intern or slash the blue in, which doesn't look very pretty, but it's not too difficult for one. Tough to pick it clean, though. So it does quite a bit. It would have been nice if that was a red rock, though, instead of a blue one that you'd be running in.
Yeah.
Yeah, surprised they didn't try that on the previous shot, on that out-turn draw attempt.
So they're going to guard the chase. Now I wonder if they'll throw the out-turn to do it. Because it just looks like to try to throw the in-turn and get it to stay that far off the center line, you'd have to, well, they're on the edge sheet. They'd have to get somebody to stand in the parking lot to hold the broom, I think. So,
yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they're playing across the center line.
She's not setting up that way. Yeah, she is crossing, though.
I don't know if this is going to stop in time either.
Well, the higher it is, the more it takes away. Boy, it almost took away both shots. I think there's still enough for the slash, though.
I think you could get it at either of them. I'm not sure. It gets in the way a bit, but you can still throw like a heavier weight, maybe a board.
Yeah, maybe.
Check that out.
Well, if you could get to it with board and just clip the side of it, you might be able to hold 2. You're going to lose your shooter, but if you can get the blue and absolutely clear the red, you might be able to get 2 out of it.
That would be pretty sweet. With the curl we've been seeing so far this game and this week, say they can definitely get enough of that blue one. You could probably throw even a control weight. and clip enough. Because the guard is so long, 12 feet between those two.
Final stone, third end, Savanna Taylor looking to pick a stone off the top of the button. She really can't see it from the hacks, but you just got to have some faith. This is going to curl.
Oh.
They maybe didn't have enough faith. He switched to go to the wrong side, and it curls right into the guard. So it's going to be another steal of one for Matsumura and Tanida. They have a 6-0 lead now after 3 ends of play. Taylor and Gervais will have last rock again in the fourth.
I don't remember a time when curling wasn't a part of my life. When I wasn't putting in the sweat and hard work to be the best that I can be. Clocking in the time, the effort to practice day in, day out. Curling is more than just a game. It's a family, a community. And when it's time to play, I know I'll be ready. Hardline, supporting hundreds of our next generation athletes.
Saskatchewan, you know SaskTel because we're everywhere. Because being everywhere keeps us connected to you. With SaskTel sponsorships, we get to be part of your community. We're here with you, and we're here for you. It's easy to get started. All you need to do is apply. SaskTel cares. Always has, always will. To apply for sponsorship, visit sastel.com/sponsorships.
Well, we've got a power play to start things off here in the fourth end. Taylor and Gervais needing to generate some points. And Matsumura going to make the attempt to push that blue stone into the rings. No, she's by it. Going to be onto the red. And nobody there to sweep it, but it does go through, and that means that's a violation. So the red stone goes back. The shooter comes out of play. And I think scoreboard dictates Savanna Taylor's got to try to come around that corner guard and see if they can't get 3 or 4 here.
I agree there, Shawn. 6 down is a long way back, and it's time to get the momentum shifting in your favor.
And not going to get by the corner guard.
It's been the story of the game so far, hasn't it? Lots of over curls for this team here.
It does bite the 12-foot.
Yeah, you can't hit it yet.
And you can't hit anything yet.
But you know they'll be slashing that double after this shot.
Tanida looking to come around that red stone at the top of the 12-foot for now. See him swing around to the other side of that stone to try to get a little extra curl as it comes into the house. You can sure see why this team is 3-0, and Yasumasa Tanida having a very good game again here this evening.
Yes, I covered a couple of their games yesterday. Very dominant performance. I think they could, we could even see 2 Japanese teams in the final, potentially. They're playing quite well so far this week.
Not sure what their what they're playing here. They didn't have anybody in the house, so we don't know. It would be tempting to try to split the red, get one behind the corner guard, and get your shooter out of the way of that blue stone. I'm not sure that's what they played. I think he's chasing the blue one, which just means that tonight is going to get to play a double one way or the other. Comes down to it, just nudges off of it. Doesn't even have to play the double now. He can hit the stone that was just delivered, roll in and sit two. I didn't love that call. If you make it, you might leave a triple, but certainly they're playing a double.
And there wasn't a big hole there either. If you make one, it almost was fired in there, and you're getting two reds.
Yeah. Well, and now if he makes this hit and roll, you're probably in a situation as Taylor and Gervais, you're going to have to start moving some rocks, and you don't really want to be doing that here. You're down 6. You need some rocks in play.
Absolutely.
If he just rolls to
that rock that's only half in the 12 foot, you knows that you're not in the rings.
Well, no, there's that too. If he just makes the roll to the face of his own, you might still look at splitting the red. If you push that red from the top of the 12 in behind the corner guard, roll your shooter out into the open, you'd have a double available on the blues. Well, if he rolls over onto the second shot stone, he might have rolled too far. That's okay for Taylor and Gervais. I still like the split on the red. You could actually push it right into that blue that was just thrown.
That would be sweet. Wow, I didn't know it was possible to overrule it.
Yeah, you wouldn't have thought he could get over the face of that red stone in the 8 foot.
It just shows you how lively these rocks are.
I think he's coming direct at the blue again, and that's the same problem, is you're just going to leave too many choices for doubles here. This might be heavy again. Nothing out of the brush. If it stops on the corner, it's okay. It's just going to bounce off again, though.
Deja vu all over again.
Apologies for those of you trying to follow along on the scores on Curling Zone. We're having a few technical issues tonight. So I'm trying to do double duty here and pull up all the feeds. I can tell you that Roning and Brandon are leading 4-2 over Justin Chirpin right now on sheet 2. Got to get by the front one. He's not going to. And did he put it onto his own? He did.
Oh, dangerous.
Well, who's
shot back there?
Yeah, and it matters. You can't say it doesn't matter, because with the score being what it is, I'm not sure that I see any way for Taylor and Gervais to roll that direction, though, off the second shot stone.
I wonder if they could fire it, hit like a 3/4.
Hit it thick and catch the top edge of the red?
Yeah.
Maybe.
You also risk just pushing your red over the top.
You do. That's why you'd like to have a good idea here.
Wow, that's quite the turning point. You'd much sooner roll out. And then if you roll out, you push the blue over behind the red top 12. But that was not one of the options you had, wrecking on the guard like that. Probably tried to play the role a bit too cute, I guess.
Well, here for Gervais, he's definitely got to play the roll towards the corner. This has got to come up. He's looking not bad. Oh, they lost that. That came hard on them.
Wow. Yeah.
I think they were worried about coming across, killing their own, and that even with that weight, it made a big move.
This might be a little crazy, but could you, and I think it jams on the blue, but could you hit, say, a thin half of that middle red one and make kind of the quad around the horn? Probably jams on the blue. Get rid of 3 maybe?
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty crazy.
Well, and here's the thing about it, too, is there's probably just enough of a port to go through and miss them all. So you'd want to be careful throwing that kind of weight. They've got a double available in the middle, and we're not sure who's got, let's see, 1, 2, 3. We're not sure who's fourth right now. So really, if you make the double, it might not be any worse than 2. It's certainly not going to be any worse than 3.
Yeah, make the double and make sure do all you can to stick around here.
I'm not sure she's hitting the second one with that. I'm really shocked they weren't on the brush on that.
Yeah, I think the amount of curl on hits is kind of fooling both teams a little bit today. Usually when you have lots of curl on draws, it does straighten out on the hits, but we're still seeing a decent amount of movement here.
Well, they're looking at touching the red onto the blue, which, I mean, it's there. But if you thought you might be fourth shot, you're not playing it. It's a nose hit for 2, or pardon me, for 3. But if you can have your shooter come across, just touch the top end of that red that's fully in the 12-foot, push it onto the blue behind it. You don't need to move it very far for sure. I don't think there's any way you can roll out. Doesn't look like there's room between the 2 reds.
Oh, that's quite the side pocket with the rock coming in at that angle.
The problem is when you touch the top end of the red that you're trying to touch, your shooter's going to come up and push the other one out the front.
Yep. Oh, yeah, I think you just keep it simple. 3 would brings you right back into it. It's the momentum going for you.
I don't think she got all the way out to the broom they were trying to throw at. It's close if they're trying the roll. Touches it.
They move their rock further.
Move their own, though. I don't think there's even going to be a measurement now. It will be 3 points, though, for Taylor and Gervais. They're on the board, and they've cut the deficit in half. Matsumura and Tanida, 6-3 lead. They'll have last rock in the 5th.
On behalf of the volunteer board, the support team, and all the families who will be helped by this year's Sandra Schmirler Foundation Telethon, thank you for being a part of this historic moment. $1,126,014, a new record, exceeding our goal, and most importantly, countless families from St. John's to Victoria to Yellowknife and babies in over 100 hospitals in between will be impacted by your generosity. And we couldn't do it without the amazing partnerships we have with Curling Canada, TSN, and Net2Phone Canada. They connect you, our generous supporters, with so many of the Scotties participants and our volunteers on Telethon Day. A special thank you to Jocelyn and Brett for sharing little Luke Gallant's stories, and all of the families across this great country who shared stories of how Sandra's legacy has helped their little ones grow up and become champions. In each of the last 3 years, because of generous supporters like you, the Sandra Schmirler Foundation has been able to give back $1 million to help babies in every province and territory. And this year's telethon will ensure we can continue that incredible momentum. Thank you for helping champions start small.
Thank you, Canada!
Fifth in just underway, and First stone already delivered. You can see ticked off the guard. Did get the shooter into the 12-foot, but it is still Matsumura Tanida sitting one at the back, the 4-foot, and a chance to draw in. Reminder to everyone, this is a must-win game for Taylor and Gervais. We come into this draw, there were one team 4-0. There are 4 teams at 3 wins right now, including Matsumura and Tanida. The other 3 teams at 3 wins already finished round-robin play. 3 more teams coming in with a record of 2-1 that are all on the ice right now. A few teams already finished at 2-2, waiting for possible tiebreaker scenarios, and then a few more teams at 1-2, just like Taylor and Gervais, trying to keep themselves alive with a win in this final round-robin draw. Brecklin Gervais had a few struggles with his draws earlier in the game, but he just made a nice one there. Comes around a stone at the top 8-foot. Buried, back of the 4. He is shot rock.
Oh, that's a beautiful spot.
Matsumura Tanida considering the peel.
Well, up 3. It's hard to go wrong with a peel.
Yeah, that's true.
But his draw weight is on point, so you need to. It's a little riskier to draw, but you'll need to do something eventually. I don't mind this. You still have time to bail out later, even if this isn't good. You're just going to be real close.
I got too many screens open trying to figure out all the playoff possibilities.
Right.
There's only 4 games left to be decided, and it's quite a dogfight here for the last couple of spots. 3 teams tied at 2-1 coming into this draw, but 2 of them are playing against each other. So there will be some kind of tiebreaker at 2-2. It remains to be seen how many teams and which ones it'll be. That one hangs out a little bit, catches the stone in the 12-foot. Does take away the path towards the button. You could probably get to the face of your own with the wide out turn. Problem is that that blue stone that was just delivered is in a pretty good spot to run in.
I don't think you can give them a free crack at that.
Well, yeah. But it's hard to play defense when you're down 3, too. So,
for sure.
I
mean, they could just guard it up.
I'm looking at the way they're gesturing for kind of a slash. I wonder if they're looking at tapping the red on a sharp angle into the button. He is setting up for a wide in turn.
Yeah, you could be right here.
I'm not sure I'd be playing this yet. It's likely to always be there. Tried to chisel off of it, actually.
Oh, wow.
And makes it and sits shot rock and didn't move as far enough. It's still sitting 2. And that red's still on the corner, so it's available to use again.
Very nice shot. Oh, if that was the call, props to them.
The way they swept it looks like either they were playing a chisel in or they were playing the port all the way.
Yep.
Might have been a little strong if he makes the port, so gets the chisel. And now it's there to do it again if they need to. Tanida looking to run the guard now. Gonna curl across the face on this, drives it by everything in the rings.
Oh, no one blocks the blue rays that they had.
I think you have to guard the blue in the 8-foot.
Yeah, I don't see much else here. I mean, 2 beautiful shots so far here. So your third one, a nice guard. Still got to be precise with the line, though.
Yeah, it's got to guard the blue. I saw them tapping split center, and split center doesn't really get them anything. Line's holding for now. It's a question of how deep is this going to be, because it's in danger of over-curling. I think it stopped in time.
Yep. Nicely done.
Got the double run in the blues. He could play the in-off from the red as well and possibly double those 2 reds out of the side of the 4-foot. It's thin on the first one. That's the only problem.
That would be nice. But both that and the double run back are kind of all for nothing here.
So looking at the double run, this is not without some risk. There's a way to hit this and just pick the blue out of the back of the 4-foot and then leave a guard up there, and you could see Taylor try to come in with a third one into the 4-foot, and he's close to doing that. Well, he jiggled things around in the 4-foot. It is still Taylor and Gervais sitting 1.
Huh. That is a lot better than it was.
Yeah.
Now they have
especially
a tap on the blue and the outturn draw.
Especially considering that's not, I don't think, the rock he was trying to hit with the rays.
No. It will work out.
Well, I'm not sure what the call is here. They've got a few options. You could play the out-turn draw to the edge of the button and take away that path. You could play the in-turn draw, make sure that they can't come to your stone at the back of the 4-foot. I think you want to be sitting 2 here at least. The other option, it's possible you could play the in-turn through the port, come down to your own and tap, just move the blue back far enough to sit 3.
Put some pressure on there.
Yeah, the problem then is you're probably all your rocks behind the tee line. It's kind of an all or nothing.
For sure. This.
You're not getting
I wonder if that's a cutter, because it's been over curling by a big margin on a lot of the draws.
Well, and here's the worst part of it. Did you leave it lined up? Might have over curled the blue enough that it's not safe to play the double run. Boy, just
enough.
Yeah.
Close call though. Got away with that one a bit. Yeah, other than the last end, her 5 rock has been curling quite a bit more than they expect out of the hand. Like they seem pretty happy with the line, and before you know it, it's gone.
So they're going to play the wide out turn draw. Facing one. She'll need to put this right on the tee line, and we know there's enough movement at the end. She can get to a piece of the button here.
Absolutely. Just put it right on the guy's face. the Churchill Brewing Company.
Got a lot of room. Tonight will try to put it right on the tee line. Oh, what a great throw, and well judged on the brush. Grabs a good piece of the button. They will pick up a single point, and now a 4-point lead with just 3 ends left to play.
Handcrafted in Canada, Hardline's Ice Pad has revolutionized curling for over a decade. Engineered with top-tier precision and durability, it is backed by an unmatched 10-year warranty. Designed for curlers at all levels to sweep effortlessly with maximum efficiency, it is trusted by the world's best curlers, including Olympic and world champions. It is quite simply the best brew in the game. Hardline. Join the revolution.
What do you got? You got one, you got two, you got...
Just one more throw, please.
You make moments like these possible.
Shawn, Joyce, Ryan, Jacques with you here from the Aly Jenkins Memorial Mixed Doubles event in Martensville. Final round robin draw. We know that there are 5 teams, including one of our teams in this feature matchup, who come into this draw with a record of at least 3 wins. Matsumura and Tanida have 3-0 as we begin play in this draw and leading through 5 ends of play. So they know they're into the playoffs. The question will be who will be joining them. There are 3 teams on the ice right now that have records of 2-1. And looking at the scores, I do believe that Henry and Gordon are well out in front in their game. I believe the score is 8-1 after 4 ends of play. Just peeking at the videos myself, assuming that they're throwing the colors that I have marked down. And the other 2-1 teams are playing against each other, which means somebody's got to lose. And that means there is going to be one tiebreaker of the 2-2 teams. That cumulative draw to the button will be used to break the log jab, and the 2 best of the 2-2 teams should be playing in a tiebreaker in about 2 hours' time now. Now that's assuming that everything stays the way it is right now. But things can change in a hurry in mixed doubles.
They sure can, Shawn.
I still haven't seen a 6 yet this weekend. Tanida looking to come down. He'd like to get to the inside of that red stone. Don't think he's going to. He's going to stay on the outside a little bit, so it's still on the same angle, and actually he rolls off a little bit. So a chance for Brecklin Gervais to come down, sit on the corner of that. I think he can even sit 2 right now. Doesn't really need to move anything, just sit on it. Leave everything angled to jam on the blue.
gotta keep in mind that Matsumura and Tanida, they still have their power play to use.
That's true.
So you down 4, you got to get something going here because they're going to have a really good chance in the 7th end to pick up a multiple.
Gervais just a little heavy on that one, rubs off. So room again for Tanida to make a draw. He's actually got a bit of a pocket there now. Wants to get right down on the face of the red. This might be a little short.
Well, the good news for this team from Japan for now is that blue one is not going anywhere in the back 4-foot.
Well, you might see Brecklin Gervais try to break the freeze now, and that's just so that he can bring that one at the side of the 4-foot back into play. So you try to get to the face of the red, and you don't need to move it a ton, but if you could move it 3 or 4 inches, just the back red's the only one that's really going to move, and then you've got room to move that blue far enough for that stone at the side of the 4-foot to perhaps end up on the scoreboard. Now the problem is every time he's tried
need much weight to do that.
Yeah, the problem is every time he's tried to throw enough weight to move a rock like that, he doesn't get the line. See if they can put both of them together on this one. Boy, this one's really curling. Maybe didn't take enough ice this time. Gonna be all over the front. Didn't have the weight.
Yeah, that might have been the main bit.
Yeah.
Top 12, top 8 or so.
So Yasumasa Tanida looking to come around this time from the intern side. He's still got that same red pocket.
And if he makes this, it's locked right down. I don't see.
Well, yeah, and we're late enough in the end.
Getting a deuce.
It'd be hard for them to score. We're late enough at the end. I don't know how you move things around now after this.
Well, the red would still be one for now.
Yeah, I guess it's not going to move very far, is it?
Yeah, but you'll be in a really good spot, and there's still time left in this end to move it.
Tell you what, there's a slash available on the 2 reds. There won't be a way to kill the blue.
Yep.
Well, he took away the slash on the 2 reds, too.
They did. That blue is locked and loaded in there.
Yeah, the red's not going anywhere either, though. This is... You want to save some time, just kick the last 3 rocks down.
Yep. You know, those blue guards are lined up kind of in an interesting way, and I wonder if those will come into play at all. It's kind of going towards the button there.
Not even sure what they're playing this way. I'm just looking at the way the situation is in the house. I wonder if they didn't have to hit the outside of that red and try to kick the blue off the face. because they did leave it right on the, like it's touching that red. If you clip the outside of the red, you might actually be able to kick that blue out of the way. I don't know what you've got now for either team, honestly.
Is there room there to get a second one in there for red with the draw?
Maybe. It's hard to tell who would have second shot. You certainly wouldn't be
zoom
able to
in.
rub off. Does the double blue guard pass the red one in the 12-foot?
I don't think so. That's not there anymore.
Looks like this is going to be another one of those ends where you got a whole lot of rocks touching the 4-foot for 1 point.
Yep. You know it.
Chiaki Matsumura with her final stone, just trying to take away the path to that top of the button.
With the power play, they'd be pretty happy to give up one here.
Well, if the shot's there, they didn't take it away with that one.
For sure. Yep. Did any rocks leave play here?
I count 11 in play and 1 to come, so no.
Whew.
Oh, that's going to make
One
it tiring.
more rock. One more rock.
Going to make it tiring pushing them all to the back corner after the end.
For sure, yep.
You need quarry
I don't know how we
wages for
do it
that.
in fours with the 16 rocks. Usually you don't see that. Usually you got one team who's playing lots of hits, keeping it simple.
Well, for Savanna Taylor here with her final stone, all she can do is try to draw right to the face of their own stone and then hope that's good enough to sit too. It's going to be hard to tell until after you move the shot rock. She cannot bump off this at all. She has to weld right to the face. Not going to get by the front one. Don't think it would have had the weight anyway. They will pick up the single point. Taylor and Gervais now trail 7-4. Matsumura and Tanida will have last rock in the 7th, and when we get back, we'll see if they use their power play.
Imagine being able to stream every curling game from every sheet from any event, be it your Wednesday league game, Bonspiel, or corporate event. Curling Stadium offers an all-inclusive streaming solution featuring high-quality cameras, ease of use, great reliability, and minimal installation. Offering your sponsors customizable ad space on your streamed curling games and being able to sell video packages to your corporate events for increased revenue. With Curling Stadium, you can stream to any device, be it your mobile phone, tablet, or computer. Push the feed to your desired platform, be it Facebook, YouTube, or any other social media. Curling Stadium is simply the way forward. Where it's commonplace in other sports to televise every game, we want to do the same. Curling is a global sport, and it's time it gets the coverage it needs. Make your curling club the next Curling Stadium.
And to no one's surprise, Matsumura and Tanida will use the power play here. This is less about really playing offense as it is to limit the possibility of a steal here. Taylor and Gervais have to play for the steal, so they can't really do anything with the corner. They're going to have to throw the center guard here. And it overcurls the center a little bit, but it is a guard. Matsumura, I would expect, likely coming around the corner.
Oh, you called it.
Well, this is a rock where you just really kind of need to keep it out of the way. You know that Brecklin Gervais is going to have to throw one around that guard, and that'll be the 5th rock in play. Tanida can start hitting after that. Makes a nice draw with it. Just bites the top of the 12-foot, keeps the 2 blues in line. Now, if you're Taylor and Gervais, that first guard's not great. It's one guard by itself. Do you throw a high guard, or are you coming right in?
I think I don't know.
It looks like he's coming right
throw
in.
A high one, but it's maybe you throw another on the center line. See what they do.
The weight looked like he was coming right in. Can't really sweep it now, or it comes out the other side.
Yep, it's a very nice spot. But with this much curl, making 3 guards in a row, that's not going to be an easy task.
Yeah, that's the other trick, right? Mind you, if you don't get the guard on perfect and they decide to make a play on the stone in the rings, maybe that helps you. You try to throw the guard a little closer to the center line.
Right.
Tempt them to go after the rock in the rings, and then you get to put a better one in.
Something there for sure. Just a missile. I'll hit that pretty close to nose. Rolled out no problem.
That'll be the discussion here, right? Do you throw the center guard and hope that he doesn't try to play the double?
I don't know if I'd put it right on the center line. I think I'd maybe do half open on the outside. Try to. Well, you don't have a lot of time, but inch your way over closer there.
Yeah, if it's half open, I think he's dead peeling. He's straight peeling the guard.
Yep.
I think I don't know what this call is.
This is very surprising to me. You need a steal here.
This is a force him to 1 call. It's too late to force him to 1, and they didn't make it.
Nope. Well, they'll force him to 2 here, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, you can't go around the corner there. You're going around the corner. You're trying to sit 2 and hold him to 1. That's not going to work. You're 4 down coming home if you, at best.
The only thing I can think of is trying to make them shoot against multiple. Try to sit 2, maybe 3, and get a rollout or a missed draw, but it's just too open for. It's good.
You might do that with the very last stone. You can't do it this early in the end.
Yep, I agree.
Tanida with the hit rolls to the other side of the 4-foot. You almost have to try the double now. You got nothing left in the middle to hide behind, so if you're back to trying to sit 2, that's the way you do it.
I got a bit of an out here.
Well,
they're still not set up for
for what it's worth, it's not a great situation. I mean, even if you make the double, they're going to get one chance to double back. Just a little thin on the first one. Does touch that second stone, but Matsumura and Tanida still shot rock. They'll probably draw open side now. I'm going to play the draw towards the middle. I'm not sure I like that. They'll try to roll under cover.
Yeah, I don't know about this. Because if you're top house, they're playing the hit and roll. If you're back house, they're probably playing the freeze.
Yeah, you're never going to be facing more than one. So, I mean, it's not critical here. But, yeah, I'm a little surprised they're not throwing the in-turn to the side of the forefoot where the broom is now and make that roll behind cover next to impossible. Does look like they intentionally played it to the back of the house, so they're not going to let them have the roll behind cover. By the time you roll behind cover back there, you won't be shot rock. They'll give them the freeze and trust with these lively rocks that they can probably blast it out.
And one thing they might be thinking of too is you've seen quite a few overcurls.
She's going to try
last red rock.
She's going to try the hit. Boy, she's rolling to a very small spot. I'm not even sure you can be shot rock by the time you're buried.
Yeah, I don't think you can. If you can make it more difficult, make them chase with less weight in the outturn, but you're not getting all the way under there.
Not sure she got all the way out to the broom. This is already across the nose. She'll make the hit, but actually rolls into the open a little farther. So for Chiaki Matsumura, she's got an open hit. If she can stay, it's for 2. They would have a 5-point advantage. Final stone, 7th end. Chiaki Matsumura. Yasumasa Tanida on the brush. Comes into the house. She will make the hit. Rolls back to the center line. Picks up 2 points, and that's handshakes. Matsumura and Tanida will move to 4-0, and that puts them through to the playoffs tomorrow. For Taylor and Gervais, that makes their record 1-3, and that will eliminate them. We want to thank everyone for joining us here tonight. Now, it does look like there's a possibility of a tiebreaker, and if there is, that'll start in about an hour and a half time. We'll have all of the action for you here on the Curling Stadium, Martensville. But for now, on behalf of myself, Shawn, Joyce, Ryan, Jacques, my partner in this evening's broadcast, we want to thank you for joining us tonight. We look forward to seeing you for the tiebreaker, and then Championship Sunday here on Curling Stadium, Martensville, the Aly Jenkins Memorial Mixed Doubles Spiel.
I don't remember a time when curling wasn't a part of my life. When I wasn't putting in the sweat and hard work to be the best that I can be. Clocking in the time, the effort to practice day in, day out. Curling is more than just a game. It's a family, a community. And when it's time to play, I know I'll be ready. Hardline, supporting hundreds of our next generation athletes.
SaskTel Be Kind Online wants to stop cyberbullying. Want in on the action? We award up to $1,000 for youth initiatives that help spread kindness and prevent bullying. What great idea do you have to help stop bullying? SaskTel can help. Go to BeKindOnline.com and apply for a grant today. Together, we can make a difference.